All right, hey class, welcome. Welcome to Gordon if you're new, and welcome to my class. My name is Robert Perry-Ivy. I'm a professor here and have been for about 8 years. I'm a poet. I have a couple of books of poetry out. But I mean, whatever. Here is the information for the class. Now I know this says English 1101. At the top, but this is, generally this. I've in D2L you have your own syllabus and it's been emailed to you, but all the 1101s follow the same syllabus this semester online. So I'm just kind of doing an in general video. Your own class will be different. Up here at the top where it says the CRN number and 1101, but everything else will be exactly the same. Okay, I'm going to be sitting at the computer Monday through Thursday from noon to 2. If you need something, shoot me an email. If I'm reading other emails, it may take me a few minutes to get to it. If those times don't work for you at all in terms of office hours, do not worry. We can make an appointment to, email or Skype or Zoom or even talk on a cell phone or whatever outside of that time. I'm there for you. So, just we'll make it happen. Don't worry. Okay, so the required text. I've already sent you an email about this, but you'll need Daniel Quinn's Ishmael. And it was published in 94, 95. But there are like whole PDFs of it free online. So before you go out and spend money on it, you might consider looking to see if you can find the free PDF. That's the only textbook that we'll use. We have a free composition handbook here at the campus that has a lot of useful information in it, but most of the material I will be giving to you myself that I've made and collected over the years. Okay. Sometimes students have, some problems with Ishmael because, it kind of goes into some topics like religion and stuff like that. But, like I said, if we kind of look at these things with an open mind, I think, and respect each other, everybody will be all right. Okay, I've got this information, just basic directions on how to get into D2L, any of that stuff right here. Any phone numbers you may need if there's problems that I can't help you with. All this is in your syllabus. When you email me, I've already got emails from students coming in saying, hey, what book do we need? And I'm like, well, I don't know because I don't know what class you're in. So, if you email me, make sure you got your name, that you're emailing me from your Gordon email because stuff from other emails might not come through the firewall for the campus and may never get it. And, let me know what class you're in and specifically what you need to know. Okay. Whoops, there's the wrong date right here. I'll have to go in and fix it. But, your first discussion post is considered attendance. And, everybody has to kind of post something or engage with the class in some way by by August 16th, which is a Monday. And I'll go in and change that on the syllabus, make sure that's correct. Okay, we're required to do some essays off of this list. And look, you can read this, but let me just basically go ahead and tell you what the goals of this class are. Basically, we're learning to write specific kinds of essays at the college level. You've all been taught how to write, essays, but the focus here is that every kind of essay has its own requirements. And the goal is for you to become a better writer, to increase your critical thinking skills, to improve your diction. Diction's a fancy word for word choice. To critically examine your own essays for revision and other literary works. These are some of the goals that we're going to be doing for this semester, but you can read them all. So let me jump to the meat of it. What you really want to know about is, the grades and what we're doing on a day-to-day basis. So the very first assignment, which counts as your attendance verification, which is due by Monday, August 16th, is the academic integrity module. And it's basically a thing about plagiarism you'll read, and you'll put the answers on a discussion post on D2L. And for you to remain in the class and not get dropped, you got to do that. The very first essay we're going to be writing is a descriptive essay, and it's written in the third person, and most first are used to writing in the first person, all about themselves. So what I've done is I always provide the opportunity to revise this descriptive essay, because a lot of times students struggle with writing in the third person for the first time. So generally what I do is I keep the second grade as a final grade, but you need to make sure that you nail the first one as finished as you possibly can. We're also going to have a cause and effect essay based over the novel. And we're going to have a series of discussion posts, about various things throughout the semester that count kind of as attendance, class participation, and as a writing grade. So you're going to have about 200 points worth of that. And then you'll have a final essay where you're going to take that cause and effect essay and kind of expand it a little bit and add a little bit of research into it to back up your points. And that will be the final exam. You won't come to class, but you'll submit that. You'll submit that to D2L instead of showing up for a final. If you'll notice under class discussion, we're required to have one proctored discussion, which means basically I have to verify and prove that it's you. And this is a requirement. It's not something that I'm coming up with. It's from the USG. So you'll have to hold up a student ID next to your face so that I can see it's you. And then I think I created a discussion post that's basically one where you just discuss your plan for the first essay, what you're going to write about, that type of thing. And that'll count as our requirement for a proctored grade. Okay, so those are all your grades, right? I don't give extra credit, so try to do each assignment to the best of your ability. Okay, here's how I evaluate an essay. What counts as major grades and make you lose points, and minor grades where you lose minor points. If you get a C or below on the first essay, you have to revise it. That's one of the school rules. Also, if you do not turn in an essay during the semester, you're like, hey, I'm just not going to do that essay because I've got an A, I can't pass you. We're not allowed to pass you unless you turn in every essay. So at least, you have to, turn in something. You have to pass the last essay with a C or better to move on in the course. That, again, is a school rule and not mine. Hopefully you'll use Microsoft Word for these. Okay, let's see. All right, here's our week-to-week plan. So, as you can see, I've got week 1 and the date. And this is what we're going to be doing in week 1. Generally, I have what's due as far as a grade in bold. Generally, it's things that are very, very important that you know the dates of. So as you can see, I've got everything broken down by week. What's due when. During week 2, you pull up week 2 on D2L and look at everything in there. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Okay, so if you have any questions, let me know. Like I said, the final will be due on December 7th. It is just that final essay. You will not come to class for a final. It is just an essay you submit. Any information you need to know about your own rights, as far as, protecting yourself from sexual harassment from a fellow student, faculty member, staff member, whatever. And so this portion of the syllabus, and if you need any kind of accommodations or anything, like we've had students in the past, for instance, that have been deaf or blind and may needed some kind of technology to help you, that's that ADA and 504 is the information, there. We're not in person, so a lot of this stuff, doesn't matter. But here's also, a definition of plagiarism, what it is, and how to avoid it. But All right, so I just wanted to have a little audio lecture for you with this syllabus and just to go over everything. So enjoy the class. We ought to have a good time. I know, though it may not sound like it based on this. All right, bye.